Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing good and everybody had an awesome week. And let me see. Looks like everything is in order. Looks like everything's cool. I see people already in the chat. And where are my notes? Okay. Today, and my voice is a little bit on the hoarse size. Okay. But what I did was I got a cup of tea. So where I have to put my tea in it. The water is too hot, so I'm gonna have to wait for it to cool off, but that's okay. So I let me just put the tea bag in here so I can just start the little thing going on here. Oop, put the little thing in there wrong. Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, it'll work. Eh, it's fine. Okay, enough with the tea and stuff. All right, guys, let's get ready for this week's topics. Okay, this week I want to talk about the ugly truth of the embroidery business. Okay, because we're always talking about the positive side, right? We're always talking about what's good about it and all that kind of stuff. This time I want to talk about the opposite end of it. Okay, something that we kind of brush on, but we don't really talk about it in depth so much. And I think it's important that we talk about it because even though it can be an unpleasant, some of these topics that we're going to explore can be kind of unpleasant. But if you know about it up front, okay, you can, instead of looking at it as something as ugly, you can actually look at it as, I know it's coming. I know this is something that might happen. It's going to be a challenge and you're going to be able to overcome it. Okay. Because I really believe in like positive thinking and stuff like that. So I honestly feel that, we just have to know what's out there, know what can happen and stuff like that. So that way you can kind of prepare yourself to handle it. All right. So when I was thinking about what is really the unpleasant stuff about having an embroidery business, I'm going to jot down a couple of things that came to my mind. Okay. When I was thinking about this, got my little notes here. Okay. And if you guys have anything in there that you kind of consider as a challenge, something unpleasant, ugly, or whatever that you've experienced about the embroidery, just let me know. Let's see. Let us know and share because that's really what this whole thing is about. I really want us all to like really share about our experiences of, embroidering or even selling, doing an embroidery business, even doing embroidery gifts. What has been your nightmares and stuff like that. So let's get started, okay? Because right now, right here, I have 13 things, okay? And when we talk about ugly, 13 is sometimes like a little scary number, right? So, but let's talk about the 13 things that I came up with, okay? Number 1 is that when you are starting out, okay, and you say, okay, I want to do embroidery, either for fun or for business, it can be exciting, but then it can also be pretty scary. Now, the reason why I say that it can be scary is because there's a lot of unknowns in the very beginning, right? First of all, you have to excel at the craft, okay? Because this is really a craft. And it's kind of funny because sometimes when I think about the word craft, I think because a lot of people, sometimes they use the word kind of loosely. Oh, you're so crafty, stuff like that, right? Well, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but what people sometimes really don't understand that it is kind of like a craft, but it's also a skill. Okay? It's not something that what we do isn't really something that I it's not that I don't want to say nobody can do it, but what I'm saying is that it takes time. It takes time to learn it and excel on it, okay? Because you really have to really learn about hi Mello. You really have to learn about the different the different things that are involved, the different needles, the different threads, the different stabilizers, all the different equipment and everything that really comes to really do embroidery well. Okay. So it can be kind of scary because in the beginning, right? Sometimes you can see something or you see someone doing it, right? And you're like, oh, that looks really nice. And sometimes when you're watching other people do things, right? It looks really simple. It doesn't look difficult at all. Okay. But then when you go ahead and you put your own hands to it and you start to do it, sometimes you can find out that certain things that you see other people do may not come as easy for you. Okay. Because sometimes you may not know how to set your own tension. Sometimes you don't know about the different types of thread and different types of weights and when to use what. Okay. So when you sometimes watch someone else do it, the thing that we sometimes forget is that person that we're watching has been doing it for quite some time. So they know exactly what to do and when to do it. So all their items sometimes look flawless. And then when you're starting out, you start out and then you end up finding out that your embroidery is not looking all that hot, right? So it can be kind of scary, okay, in the beginning, and it can be very overwhelming too, especially when you start looking really deep into embroidery, and then you end up finding out about all the different things that it consists of, right? Because one of the things that we talked about a lot is about the money that's involved in embroidery. A lot of times people think you just buy a machine, you just buy some thread and you're good to go. But as you start to work on more things regarding embroidery, you end up finding out that you are going to be purchasing a lot more things like different scissors, different types of stabilizers, different types of weights of stabilizers, okay? Different types of textures of stabilizers. So there's just so many things. So it can be pretty scary in the beginning, okay? The other thing is that people really don't sometimes get or understand or don't even realize that when you are starting, it's not going to be quick. It's going to be a slow process. Okay. First of all, you're going to have to, especially if you're going to start an online shop or something like that, there's going to be a lot of decisions that you're going to have to make right from the get-go, okay? Right from the beginning. And we're talking about little simple decisions, especially if we're talking business, okay? Like let's say you want to open up an Etsy shop or you want to do a shop on eBay or Shopify or whatever it is, right? Here are some things that you're going to have to be thinking about. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that starting can be kind of slow, okay? So you're going to have to think about your shop name. You want it to be unique, you want it to be special. You want it to be a name that's going to grow with you, it's going to stick around, it's catchy, represents you well, right? Then you're going to have to think about branding. How are you going to brand yourself? Okay. And this is all stuff that's going to take time, guys. This is going to take time. All right. And there's going to be mistakes that you're going to make too. Because sometimes you may come out and say, oh, I want my name to be A. And then next week, you're going to say, you know what? I think I'm going to use the name B. And then before you know it, you don't like A and B. And now you're talking to somebody and say, I don't know what I'm going to name my store. And then they give you that. And I go, you know what? I like C. So you're going to go through a lot of changes and up and downs. And nobody tells you that. Sometimes people say, oh, I got my shop and this is what I call it. Right. But the thing is, no one talks about how they come up with the name, how long it took them to come out with the name and all that kind of stuff. Then you're going to think about branding. How are you going to brand yourself? Okay. How are you going to market it? How are you going to market it? Okay. There's so many different ways that you can market yourself now, especially with social media and all that kind of stuff. And then let's talk about going slow. If you're someone who grew up with social media, right? Like my son's 22. So, he practically was born with an iPhone in his hand. Okay. We could say that. All right. Me, When I was born, there was no cell phones. All right. We didn't have cell phones. The first cell phone that came out was the one that was a big block. Okay. And you paid like $1 a minute and stuff like that. And then we had the flip phones. I'm from the times before. Okay. So you're going to have to think about the marketing, and you're going to have to see how are you going to use what's available today to market yourself. All of this is going to take time, all of it. And then think about your products, okay? All the products that you're going to offer in embroidery. Are you going to do patches? Are you going to do shirts? Are you going to do monograms? Are you going to do hats, scarves, beach towels? Because we can monogram a lot. We can embroider so many things, bags, whatever it is, right? You got to think about your products. Then you got to think about the type of embroidery that you're going to offer, okay? And then you're going to have to also think about the prices. And this is stuff that I'm telling you is stuff that there's no magic bullet for anything. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The conversation to this Friday may end up, and I hope that none of you guys leave here going discouraged or anything like that. The reason why I want to bring up these tough points is so that everyone can start thinking about them so that you don't get discouraged. Because I don't want anyone in here to ever think that you can't do what you want to do. We all have the capability of being great, all of us. But the thing is, in order to be great, you have to know about the things out there that can be challenging so that you are sharp and you can do what you got to do to make it work for you. Okay. So, this is the whole purpose of it. Okay. Prices. I'm going back to it. Okay. Because I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand my intentions. Okay. Prices can be tricky. It can be really, really tricky. If you overprice, nobody's going to want to buy. If you underprice, you're messing yourself up because now you're operating at a loss and you're really working for free. Okay. So you don't want to do that. So it's like pricing can be very, very tricky. And especially depending on the platform you're using, the fees and the shipping and the supplies and all that kind of stuff. You have to account on all of that. So this is what I'm talking about when, starting can be very slow because a lot of times people say, "Oh, I'm just going to make something and I'm just going to sell it." And that's it. But there is so much more thought that go into selling embroidery. There really is. You really just have to, what ends up happening sometimes is people bump into things by accident, right? They're like, "Oh shoot, I didn't think about shipping costs. I didn't think about that. Oh shoot, I didn't think about all those fees that I got to pay Etsy or I think eBay charges fees too, whichever platform. Hell, even if you use Shopify, you have fees you got to pay too. um, and then you don't think about, the money that you have to supplies, that's another thing. And this is another thing too, that's something that always escapes so many people. And then you always hear them talk about it at the end. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you something, it creeped up on me, okay, because I'm kind of like little squished in this room right now. Okay. Space. The space that you're going to use to run your business. Okay. Everybody has issues with that. Okay. When you start small, okay, it's not a big deal because you're like, "Oh, I just need my little embroidery machine and a table and maybe just a couple of drawers so I can put my supplies in and then I'm good." But the thing is, as you start to grow and as you start creating more products and adding it, guess what? Your space is gonna the space that you're gonna require for that shop is gonna grow. And then next thing you know, you're gonna end up pretty squashed because I know I'm already squashed and I'm going to have to make this work because I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So I'm going to make this work. But space is something that people don't talk about until it hits them and it kind of bites them in the behind. And then they're like, "Shoot, um, I'm out of space. I need more space." Or, it's this isn't working. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, I see some people get storage places. And then next thing you know, you're renting a space, and guess what? When you rent a space, that's coming out of your profit. Okay. So, just think about that kind of stuff. So, this is stuff that, a lot of people, when they say, oh, I got a business or whatever, but they don't really talk about some of these things. All right. Now, another thing, too, that people really don't talk about, which they really should, is the platforms that they use. You got to know the rules of whatever platform you pick. Now, I know a lot of people sometimes talk about Etsy. Okay, Etsy has rules. All right, you have to play by their rules if you want to be able to sell on their platform. And you have to be careful about the stuff you put out there. You can't do copyright. You can't go to Joann's and buy Mickey Mouse fabric and then sew a pillow and then sell it as a Mickey Mouse pillow. They have rules against that. Okay. Now, you may not get caught when you first put your stuff out there, but trust me, you'll get found. Okay. You will get found. So it is it's so important that you understand the rules. I mean, you know, I'm not going to say it does not happen to me. I get a listing deactivated all the time. I already know it's going to be deactivated on some of my kitchen towels. I think I mentioned this last week. I have, you guys know my Etsy shop. I sell a lot of kitchen towels. A lot of my kitchen towels are in Spanish, right? So I sometimes put the Puerto Rican flag on there. And, the Cuban flag is really the same flag as the Puerto Rican. It's just a reverse of colors, okay? Instead of the stripes being red, the stripes would be blue, and then where the star is, that would be red, for the Cuban flag. So it's very easy for me to use the same designs that I use for my kitchen towels with the Puerto Rican flag to just do it for with a Cuban flag, right? Well, for some reason, Cuba is kind of like it's in their algorithms or whatever it is, when they scan stuff. Okay. So whenever I put a towel up there and then I say La Cocina de Abuela, which is, grandma's kitchen, and then I have the Cuban flag on there, I already know without a doubt, as soon as I pay my 20 cents and it goes to go active, just a couple of seconds later, it's going to deactivate. And it's because it's against something in the way Etsy is set up, right? So right away, what I do, because I already have this, like I already know, is that I'll reach out to Etsy support and then I'll say, hey, I created a listing. It's for a kitchen towel, and I need it to be reviewed by your Etsy team to make sure that it is not really truly against any of your rules. And they'll do that. And then they'll say, okay, they open up a ticket for you and stuff like that. And then they'll look at the listing. And of course, they're going to see it's a kitchen towel. I'm not selling anything illegal. So, they'll go ahead and they'll reactivate it and they'll be fine. Now, the thing is, you want to make sure that you understand their rules and you work with them. Okay, you understand, you know what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, for the simple fact that if every time they deactivate something because you did something wrong, you get a strike against your shop. And I believe I don't know what the number is, but I believe if you get a certain number of strikes against your shop, they can shut it down. Okay. And I heard of a lady that she was selling something, and I think she was using I think it was a Harry Potter fabric or something like that. Okay. And apparently she would, a lot of her products had that fabric, that licensed fabric. And she was trying to work with Etsy to get all those listings resolved, but they shut her down. They shut her down, I think, for copyright, something like that. So, the thing is, it's really, really important. So, whatever platform you pick, okay, whether it's Etsy, eBay, Shopify, whatever it is, make sure that you have a full understanding of what the rules of the game is. Okay. And what I mean by the rules of the game. It's their house. Okay. That's how I see it. You're asking them, can I set up shop in your house? So you have to be able to play with their rules. Okay. So make sure you have that understanding. And if you're not even clear, reach out to them. Okay. Now I know in the past, Etsy support used to be kind of like, like, ugh, a lot of people used to complain about it. But I have to tell you, the last couple of times that I have reached out to Etsy support, they have been really easy to talk to. They got like the Etsy chat now. And I just put my information through the Etsy chat. They have been able to help me out and everything like that. And everything's been great for me so far. So it's just something that you want to, just be conscious of. Okay. Now, the other thing, I'm going to number 4 now. Okay, is being stressful. Okay, nobody talks about this. When you have, I don't care what kind of business you have, you're gonna deal with stress. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're gonna have a lot going on. Okay, it's not the same as if you were working for someone else. When you work for someone else, you have your start time and you have your stop time. Okay, you get up in the morning, you go in the office or whatever, place it is, you do your job, and then you clock out, and then you go home, and you really don't have to think about it anymore. But when you have your own embroidery business, whether it's online or whether you do local sales and stuff like that, there is really truly the downtime is very minimal. Okay, you are waking up in the morning, the whole day, and you're sleeping your embroidery business. You're thinking about what's going on, how you're going to get more sales. You're going to be talking about, thinking about your future customers or future orders and all that kind of stuff. That's all you're going to be thinking about. When people talk about going on vacation, like sometimes some of my girlfriends get a little pissed off at me, which I kind of understand. It's like they'll say, "Hey, Jeanette, I want to go to a winery. Hey, Jeanette, I want to, let's go over here," and stuff like that. I can't do those things, unfortunately, especially during this time when the holidays are coming. For my girlfriends to call me up and say, "Hey, Jeanette, let's just take off and go." Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna remove someone here. We got a crawler here. Find your love in your city. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm removing that person. All right, so do I see anybody else in here that's like a crawler? Let me know, because I'll give them the finger. Let me see. All right, got rid of those. I saw that. I tell you, people today, too much time on their hands. Okay, sorry. All right. So you're going to be stressed, okay? Because that's what you're going to be doing, is you're going to be thinking about the business all the time. There is no starting and stopping. You're going to live it, you're going to breathe it. That's it, because that's what you are, okay? That's your business, all right? So number 5 was the thing that just kind of like I kind of already talked about it, all right? Is vacation, time off, clocking out, forget about it. Okay, forget about it. You guys have no many. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I've been in bed. Okay, and when I go to bed and I hear the ching, especially during the Christmas time and stuff, the holiday times when the sales are coming. I mean, sometimes I am literally in here with these machines on till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, and sometimes if I'm so exhausted and I go to bed early, guess what? At 2 or 3 in the morning is when I get up, and it's to fill orders. Okay. The time is just, this is your life. Just accept it. Okay. I don't know if anybody told you that, but that's what's going to happen, especially if you when you start to become successful. This is going to be your life, filling the orders. That's what's going to be about. And in a way, it's pretty stressful. You know why? Because as you are filling orders, and you're filling orders for the current products that you're listed, and you're offering, well, guess what? You need time to be creative so that you can create new products too. So you see what I'm talking about? It's like there is hardly no time. So the time that you had for yourself, it's kind of like in a way gone. All right. It really is, because what's happening is either you're doing one or two things. Okay. You're either pushing the products of the stuff that you sold, or whatever downtime you have, that's when you have to get those creative juices going so that you can start creating new products, so that you can offer stuff new to your customers. Okay, because let's be real, okay, when it comes to offering people products, you can't have the same product for 10 years. It's just not going to happen. Okay, you got to change it up. You got to give your shop a fresh look. You got to offer new things in order to keep the customers that came to you. You want them to keep coming to you, and then you want them to also talk about you and bring new customers to you as well. And you're only going to be able to do that if you keep having more and more products in your shop. Okay. Now let's also talk about the products, since we started talking about it. Okay. The thing with embroidery is that a lot of embroidery is customization. A lot of times people want their names or they want their initials and stuff like that. Customization takes time. It's not something that you can mass produce and then put it in a drawer, and then when the sale comes in, you just bag it up and ship it out. No. If you look at my shop, you see that I have certain items that are not customized. And then I do offer those same items customized if they want. Now, a lot of my sales come from the customized items. They do. But what's bad is that those customized items is what take a lot of time. So what ends up happening is that it's the orders. You're pumping out those orders. You gotta get those orders out there. Okay, so you know you have to remember that handmade items take time, and that is what people are going to you for, because they like the handmade custom items. And the more custom a product is, the longer it takes for you to produce. So you have to think about that as part of your production time. So that's something that a lot of people, they don't share that, right? They just say, oh, this is what I sell. I get the order, I fill it, and out the door. But no one talks about the details. Nobody talks about how you really have to think about what you're offering people. Are you going to be able to sustain a large order of that product? Okay, so you have to make sure that you can really produce in a timely manner, which is why when you're creating listings in Etsy, make sure that you look at your processing times, and make sure that you're being honest about those processing times. Okay, don't don't put 1 or 2 days because you think that's what your customers want to hear. Put 1 or 2 days because that's truly what the time you really need to create that product before sending it to the post office. Okay. Be brutally honest with yourself. And don't be afraid of adding an extra day or two either. And I'm going to tell you why. There are going to be times when you wake up in the morning and you're going to be in a funk. It happens to me all the time. It happens, okay? I wake up and then I walk in here and then I look at these machines, and as much as I truly do love these machines because I love them and I love to embroider, okay? You have those moments, because I have them, when I kind of look at them and then I think to myself, "Oh god, I really don't want to turn them suckers on. I really don't. I just want to sit on my deck, have a glass of wine. I just want to go for a walk with Mello." Ooh, I said the W word. Okay, because when you say the word, he thinks we're actually going to go somewhere. So I don't think he heard it. Anyway, he's sleeping right here. So anyway, you have those moments. Okay, you're going to have those moments where you just feel bleh. You just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So think about that, okay? Think about that because it's real. It happens. It happens to all of us, okay? I mean, you have a right to be tired once in a while. You have a right to have a day off once in a while. But the thing is, you got to make sure that when you are, you know, making your listings and stuff like that, you have that buffer time in there. Because if you don't have that buffer time in there, then guess what? You're not going to allow yourself that time to rest. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be sending that package out late. And that's going to be a ding on you because what's going to happen is the customer's expecting that package to hit the post office at a certain time. And if it doesn't and they get it late, that can give you a bad review. Okay, so it's just something to think about. Okay, you want to make sure you understand that. Okay, and then this is the other thing too. When you are making a lot of customized items, right? And then what happens is you don't allow yourself that time. And now you're stressed because you have to you got to produce, right? So you're pumping the machines are going, they're noisy, okay? And you're going to get on your nerves and then you're going to have the earphones on, all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? This is what's going to happen. The one thing that you truly enjoyed, which was embroidery, and that's the whole reason why you did this, right? Is because you love doing it. Now it's no longer fun. It's not fun. You don't like it. And the thing is, you got to make sure that when you are creating these products, okay, these handmade products, you enjoy making them. Okay. Do what you love to do. Don't just do it for, I mean, there's got to be a balance. I mean, I understand that you need to make that sale, and I got that. Okay, you need to make the sale. I got it, but there's got to be a balance. So make sure you have that balance. Okay, make sure that make sure it doesn't get to the point where something that you love turns into something that you hated. I guess that's the point that I'm trying to come across. Okay. The other thing is you got to remember about let's go again with the customization, okay? When you're customizing stuff, think about the amount of customization that is going into that product. Think about all of the details in there. That's the thing. A lot of people don't think about that. Okay. They don't think about the details and stuff like that. Okay. So you want to think about that. All right. Because details can cost you money. Details can cost you time, and time equals money. Okay. So think about all that kind of stuff. All right. Packaging. Packaging is pretty important. Okay. Packaging can sometimes set you aside from the others. A lot of times people don't think about it, and it can get pricey. All right. It can really get pricey because what ends up happening with packaging is, it's think about it. When somebody orders something from you, right? And especially if they're ordering online, they already kind of see what they're going to buy, right? They have an idea of what it's going to look like. They can't touch it and feel it, but they have a visualization. They can see it. Okay, I think I screwed up that word with the V. My English, all right. So anyway, they can't touch it, they can't feel it, but they can see it, and they have an idea of what they're getting. Okay, when that package gets to their house, it's actually representing your company. So what's going to happen is that's going to be the first time that they actually get to touch and feel your company. So what's going to happen is you have to pay attention to the details of your packaging. You got to make sure that it's inviting. You got to make sure that it represents you, that it brands you well, and that it actually presents the product to the customer in a very elegant way. That way, when the customer opens it up, they're gonna feel special. They're gonna be wowed. Okay, you want them to have that wow factor. But the thing is, in order to do that, guess what? That takes time. That takes money. That means you're going to have to do a lot of research, because if you want to put stickers so that way it can package everything nicely, well, then guess what? You're going to have to look for those stickers. You may have to create your own stickers, okay, and get them customized. You might have to get boxes if you want to do the boxes. You might have to get tissue paper if you want to do tissue paper. There's a lot of things that you're going to have to look into, and that's all going to take time. And the packaging that you choose to do to represent your company is going to be part of your business process. And guess what that means? That means that that's going to take time for you to do. That's more work. Okay. So the more details you put in your packaging, the more work you're going to be doing. And that's going to cost a lot. So it's just something that you have to really think about. Okay. The other thing that people don't tell you is about value. Nobody talks about value. Nobody says, hey, Jeanette, okay, so you're going to start selling stuff. And I know when you sell one thing here and one thing there, I think that's cool. Well, what are you going to do that one day when you have 10 orders that came at one time? What are you going to do when you get 15 orders at one time or 20 orders at one time? Do you know how you're going to handle that? Are you going to limit your sales, or are you going to just bucker up and say, damn, I guess I'm not going to be sleeping for 4 days, because I got to really do all these orders. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about that. The volume of orders can really get up there. Okay. But the thing is, you have to know how to pace yourself, and you got to pace yourself well. So that way you can handle those volumes of order. It's okay to put your items out there and just say, I only have 10 right now. Sell those 10, and then you can go ahead and put an extra 5. You can sell out. It's okay to sell out. I put my listings out there and sell out all the time. Okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay. If 20 people wanted it and I only had 5, because that's all I'm going to pace myself to do is do 5. Trust me, when you renew that listing, those 20 people will come back and try to buy them. They're not going to go away because they already loved it, right? So that's just how I see it. Okay. Now, the other thing that people don't talk about is, a lot of times people talk about, oh, I got this Etsy shop and I'm selling, and all this stuff. But nobody tells you about the time. It takes time to develop. You have to set up the shop. No matter what platform you use, you have to take the time to create the shop. The shop is the first look that people are going to get of you and your products. Okay. You want to make sure it looks good. You want to make sure it looks sharp. You want to make sure your pictures have good lighting and that everything looks great. You want to make sure your descriptions don't have any errors. You want to make sure your pricing is right. You want to make sure your policies are straight. Okay. All that takes time. And even after you do all that and you create all that and you have your products and you have your listings and all that stuff, that first sale is going to take time to make. It's going to take time. The sales, trust me, I mean, you're not going to get like 100 people on your door going, I got to have this. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take time to build your store's reputation, to build your customer base, for you to build your sales. It doesn't happen overnight. And I see this all the time. A lot of people, they have a shop and they did a beautiful job. Okay. They did a beautiful job setting up, but then they're like, I don't have any sales. I don't have any sales. I'm ready to give up. No. Don't give up. Don't give up. Use that downtime for something more productive. You got the store already there. You already got products there. All right, so you have some downtime right now. So make some more products. Put some more styles out there. Don't just sit there, because if you just give up, then of course you're not going to succeed, because you gave up. You got to be willing to be patient. Good things come in time, and you're going to make mistakes. Just make the mistakes, learn from them, move up and move on and get better. Not move on, move up, move on. Y'all know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get better in time. The most important thing is that you just cannot give up. And you have to have the patience, and you got to understand that not everything happens overnight. I mean, there have been times, I'm sure, where somebody opened up a shop and all of a sudden it's like boom, like crazy. Okay. But you know what didn't happen with me? And I'm sure it didn't happen with a lot of people. But the thing is, you just got to keep at it and at it and at it, and it'll happen. Okay. Now, this is something else too that a lot of people don't share. Okay. You have all these shops out there, and sometimes you come up with great ideas. Okay. I see this all the time, especially like children's clothing and everything. Any little thing, towels, beach towels, bags. I've seen it all. Okay. People go, they create these listings, they look gorgeous, but they don't sell. They don't sell. Okay. The realization is that not everything that you have available to sell will sell. That's the realization. Okay. It could be for various reasons. It could be that maybe, it's cute to you, but maybe nobody else likes it. I mean, it's happened. I mean, I made a couple of kitchen towels where I thought they were really cute. I thought they were funny. I love the colors, but nobody else liked them. So what happens? Well, the kitchen towels become mine. Okay. Or it could also be that maybe it's a gorgeous product, but you just didn't list it correctly. Maybe you're not using the right keywords and stuff like that. So maybe you should go to erank.com, or I think there's this other site or something like that. It starts with an S or something. Look for keywords and see what other tag names you could put on there, and how other people put the titles of their listings and stuff like that. Maybe you just don't have it titled right and stuff like that. A way for you to find out is take your listing, make a copy of it, and try different tags. You can have a second listing of the same product. I do it all the time. I try little different tags, keywords and stuff like that to see if I can get a sale. That there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you got to try. You got to try. But do realize that not everything is going to sell. Now, sometimes you may end up having a hot item. Okay, that's happened to me also, where I have created something and everybody loves it. And everybody wants it. I'm like, wow, that's like so cool. And you know what's so funny too? Sometimes it's the items that I really didn't think came out that cute are the ones that everybody loves. Okay. So it's really, sometimes it's the items that you least expect that you think would be a bestseller becomes your bestseller. And then the items that you thought were the cutest thing because you put all this effort into it and you think that is so cute. Next thing you know, you can't even sell one. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So just know that. Just know that going in, that when you have your stuff, create your items. And sometimes, it's gonna be a hit and miss. Just know that. It's gonna be hit and miss. Sometimes it's gonna be a product that everybody's gonna love. And then there's gonna be other times it's gonna be a product that nobody likes. And sometimes it could just be the timing as well. Maybe it's just you're offering it right now and nobody's wants it, but maybe like Father's Day pops up, and next thing you know, boom, everybody wants golf towels or everybody wants pocket pillows. You know what I'm saying? But when you had it up in January and February, nobody wanted it. But then next thing you know, when June came about, all of a sudden everybody wanted that item. So you never know. So my thing is, you know, you got to keep that in mind, that that could be disappointing too, and it can kind of discourage you, but don't let it. Don't let it. Just know that it's a learning. It's just a learning curve, okay? And there's lots of shops out there, and there's lots of people out there that are selling products that they picked up that they thought they were going to be able to make money off of, and they didn't. So just know that, okay? So the other thing that folks don't talk about is customer service. Customer service can be very, very draining. Okay. And when you are running an embroidery business, that is one thing for sure, is that you're going to be talking a lot with your customers, especially if you are doing local embroidery. And you really got to mentally prepare yourself for that. Okay. There and it can go one or two ways. You can have a customer knows exactly what they want. They know about embroidery. They know exactly what they want, and it could be the most simple sale you ever had because they go in and they say, "This is my logo, and these are the shirts that I want. I want it this size, and can you just give me a sample?" And then I just go get it digitized. They look at it, and I do a test stitch. They look at the test stitch. They go, "Yep, I like it. How much?" And I give them the price, and they say, "Okay, I'm going to bring you the shirts." Easy, 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 easy. Conversation's really easy. But you have to prepare yourself for those that are the difficult ones, the customers that will drive you crazy, the ones that make you want to pull your hair out, the ones where you're like, "Oh, my blood pressure is going to go up the roof," the ones where you kind of look at them and you're like, "Ugh, God, how did you find me?" It's like, they drive you crazy. Okay, they drive you nuts, and it's not that they're bad people. It's not that. It's just that sometimes they don't understand, and that's when you have to like teach them. And you heard me say this before. Sometimes you got to take the opportunity to teach them, and you got to be like, "Okay, this is important," because sometimes you could have people bring you some wild stuff, okay, and you be like, "Ooh." And it's like, no, I can't embroider that on that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing. A lot of times people think you can embroider anything and everything. I don't think that's true. Okay. I mean, because to me, quality matters. Okay. If I don't feel that I can embroider something and it looks good and it's going to look mint and good, I'm not going to do it. For the simple fact that that piece of embroidery that you're wearing, okay, or that you're showing off represents my company. It represents me. And I'm not going to have anything out there walking around that I made that looks like crap. Because trust me, what's going to happen is someone's going to point that out. And they're going to see it and they're going to be like, "Ew, where'd you get that? Oh, this doesn't even look clear. Oh, who did that for you?" And next thing you know, your reputation down the drain. So don't be afraid to say no. Okay, I say it all the time. I say it all the time. I don't have a problem with it. Hey, no skin off my back. I will not take an embroidery job that I don't feel comfortable with, that I don't feel that I can do more than 150%. Nope, I will not do it. Everything that comes out of here has to be mint. It's got to be mint. Has to. I just won't do it. Okay. I mean, I've had people come in here sometimes and they say, "Hey, I got these old dinner napkins, been in my family for years. I won't touch them. Sorry." And you know why I won't touch them? Because the thing is, I can't guarantee that a boo boo ain't going to happen. Boo boos happen. I don't care how good anyone says they are. Machines have hiccups, okay? Needles break. Threads sometimes shred, okay? Things happen. And if it's something that is so unique that I can't replace, won't touch it. Will not touch it. I just don't. Don't want to. I don't want to. I don't feel comfortable. And that's the thing. I don't want that type of pressure on me. And if something happens, you can forget about it. It's like it's an issue. It's a problem. So avoid those problems. Avoid those problems. I just will not touch something that I cannot replace. I just don't do it. I just really don't. I won't. Okay. And this is the other thing. Okay. Last thing. I think I'm going through kind of fast today. Oh my God, I got 48 minutes. Okay, good. Because that way we have time to chat and stuff. This is the other thing. Okay. A lot of times people say, "Oh, just start your own business," stuff like that, right? But the thing is, it can be expensive starting your own business. And a lot of people don't talk about that at all. Okay. They always think that you just create a couple of products, you put it on a website, you're good to go. But the thing is, if you're really serious about having a business, you're going to have to think about growth. Okay. You're going to have to think about not only what you just want to provide as products today, but what kind of products are you going to be providing in the future as well? Okay. And how are you planning on growing this business? Because think about it, at the end of the day, it's about making money. It really truly is. It's not just about making people smile, making them feel good, because I love that. I love it. But I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know. I'm gonna have a problem when I have customers walking all over the place. They're feeling good and they're smiling, but I'm broke. That's a problem. Okay, because I'm going broke because I'm making everybody feel good. Jeanette wants to feel good too. Okay, Jeanette got to put her son through college, so it's like I need some moolah. Okay, so just like I make these products and stuff like that, and I want them to feel good and all that kind of stuff. I have to make money also. So I'm just saying it can be expensive because you got to grow the business. And the way you grow the business is you're going to have to you're going to have to invest in more equipment. You're going to have to invest in more supplies. You're going to have to invest your time in designing new things. You're going to have to even invest in excelling your skill set in embroidery. Okay. And when I talk about that, is I'm talking about you're going to have to start looking at classes. Okay. You're going to have to start thinking about looking into enrolling into some classes on how to run businesses. You're going to have to think about probably joining some clubs in your local area that they do quilting and they do embroidering and all that kind of stuff. Because the thing is, you want to excel the craft and you want to keep yourself abreast of all the new stuff that is coming into the world of embroidery. You want to keep yourself knowledgeable, all right? And you want to not be afraid of trying new techniques and mixing techniques, taking designs, merging them together, working with 3D embroidery, working on embroidering hats. Hats is hot. That is hot. People make a lot of money off of hats. I'm telling you, that is a big, big money. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I know in Virginia, we have a store that's called Lids. Okay. And all they do is sell hats. That's all they do. You go into Lids and they have all the whole wall has nothing but hats. And in the middle of the store, right next to the cash register, is one multi-needle embroidery machine. And people can get a hat that they have on the wall, or you can even go to them and say, hey, I wanted you to create a custom design for me. And I went with my son. I went with my son because he was looking at the hats and all that. And I gave him a look because I was like, how are you going to spend $45 on a hat when you got a mother at home that knows 3D embroidery and has all these machines? You can get a hat on Amazon, okay, for $12. Tell me what you want. I'll get it digitized. I'll tell Fazil to digitize it for me. And then I'll embroider it for you and stuff like that. And you could tell people you got it from Liz if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, those hats in those stores, they run, I think the cheapest I saw was about like 45 or 40, $45. Okay. Now they were nice hats. Don't get me wrong. Okay. They were gorgeous hats. They were very good. They were fitted hats, very good quality. You could tell, and the stitching on those hats, beautiful. Okay. Because when you do embroidery, you know what to look for when you're looking at embroidered hats and stuff like that. And then I looked at those baseball hats. They had all types of hats. They had the snapbacks, everything. Okay. And I'm telling you, the embroidery was flawless. I was like, wow, that is some good embroidery that they had there. Okay. But the thing is, what I'm saying is you have to, just like I walked into Lids and I saw that embroidery and I saw how beautiful it was. That's how you want your embroidery to look. You want it to be wow. You want people to look at that embroidery and be like, oh, this is beautiful. This is scrumptious. This is it. This is it. Okay. You want your embroidery to be it. But the way for it to be it, you have to practice. You can't be afraid of trying new things. So that is something that is going to take a lot of time. And that's when I was talking about in the beginning of this hour, where I was talking about it takes time. You got to be patient. You're going to make mistakes and all that kind of stuff. Nobody wants nobody has those conversations, okay, about all the it's not negative, but it's things that you need to be aware of so that you know it up front. You know it up front, okay? You know that the moment that you turn on that embroidery machine, you are in learning mode, okay? And don't ever get confident. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be too, confident. I guess what I mean is don't get overconfident, okay? Nobody knows everything. We always learning. There are new things in the world of embroidery happening all the time. Be aware of that. Try to learn about the different trends and all that kind of stuff. When I went to the sewing and quilt show, okay, the sewing and quilt expo, and I was walking around, okay, I learned so much, okay, and stuff. And I went with Miss Banks, and I'm gonna tell you something. That lady is like, she's a wealth of knowledge. She really truly is. And I learned so much from her that day. I mean, it was a blessing to have her with me that day. I mean, I learned so much. And when we went through I think there was the booth with the Marlowe thing, and I thought that was all metallic thread and stuff like that. Nope, that was the thing. And I think my sister, she did an episode talking about Marlowe and stuff like that. It's a type of sheet that you put underneath the embroidery, and you can't use dense embroidery designs. You have to have designs that are meant for using that type of stabilizer. But I mean, you learn so. I mean, there's just so much to learn. I am telling you, there's just so much to learn, okay? And there's so many different styles of embroidery, okay? The monograms, the personalization, the different types of designs, the hats, the sizes, the different sizes, different ways of hooping and all that kind of stuff. There is so much to learn. So I don't mean to say don't get confident. You need to be confident, okay? I want you to be confident that you can do this, because you can, okay? But what I'm saying is, don't get overconfident where you stop yourself from learning more, because you don't know everything. No one knows everything, okay? We all have the capability of learning more. We all have the capability of excelling our craft more. You have to keep at it, okay? I mean, a lot of times people say, "Oh, your embroidery is so good." But it's because I practice and I practice and I practice and I practice. But let me tell you something, what you see sometimes, okay? And even when I do my videos, when I'm doing stuff, if I make a mistake, I leave it there. I just leave it there, okay? Because I want people to know that I might be good, but guess what? I still screw up. I still mess up. I still sometimes learn. I'm still learning. Okay. Sometimes I think I got it right, and it ends up wrong. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever think that, you know, anyone's perfect. They're not. Okay. I mean, and even like today, okay, I bought fabric because I wanted to do dinner napkins. And I remember Miss Banks, she said, "Oh, you can do a roll hem on a serger." Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to take that serger today and throw it out the window. I was like, "Oh, that pissed me off." Okay. I mean, do I have the stuff? Let me show you. I'm gonna show you this. Okay. This is in here. This is me trying my roll hem. As you can see, failure. This didn't work. You think I got it? Nope. This is not. Nope. Look at this. This is so sloppy. Nope. Look, I got a whole lot more too. Look at that. Now, yeah, I did it a lot. Okay. And then I have more fabrics with roll in the garbage can over there. I mean, it's just, I'll tell you what, man, I was hot. I was just like, I don't know if I did not thread the serger correctly, or maybe I took off the wrong piece, because when I was reading up on sergers, you're supposed to remove a piece and you're supposed to remove a needle. And I did that because you're supposed to use 3 threads, not 4 threads. And I've been looking at videos and all that kind of stuff. Well, the bottom line is I'm gonna have to pay pay Miss Banks a visit so she can show me how to use my own machine, because I'm like, this sucks. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to do a hem roll. Okay. So I spent a good 3 hours on that machine, and I stopped because it got to the point where I was gonna have to take that machine and throw it out the window. I was like, thank God I don't have high blood pressure, because I would have been like dropped already. I would have dropped on the floor or something like that, because I was pissed. I was just like, really? I mean, I was really, really bad. I mean, I was using the curse words. I really was, because I was just like, I was pissed. I was like, oh, I can't believe that happened. It's just, and then the more I tried to fix the machine, the worse my hem roll got. So I just got to the point where I just said, you know what? I just need to cut that thread and just do a fold on each of the edges and just sew it with a regular sewing machine and call it a day. But I'm not giving up. I am going to get my hem rolled edge. I just have to figure out this machine, and I will figure it out. And what was so sad was I was videotaping myself, because I was like, okay, guys, how I usually start off. I was like, hey guys, today's video, we're going to try doing a roll hem for the first time on the serger. Well, I'll tell you what, that video would have been 3 hours long. So I'm not going to be, I don't even want to, I'm not going to, I might publish it. Maybe I'll publish some of it, because you guys will probably get a kick out of it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll probably put a little skit in the beginning just to say, okay, guys, just know that in this video was unsuccessful. Okay. But you get to see some of the things that I tried. Okay. But it just didn't work. Okay. But I do want to see what it is that I did wrong. And I want to do a video showing, because I have the brother serger, the 1034DX. I want to show you guys how to actually do it and do it right. But at the same time, I'm keeping that video because I want to show you guys what I was doing wrong. Because chances are the same mistakes that I make, you guys may end up making them too. So I just want to make sure that, I help, that when I put the video out there, that it's helpful on both ways, showing how to do it successfully, but also common mistakes that people make when they're trying to do a roll hem on a serger. But anyway, so guys, those are the things that I wanted to share you guys about, the things about doing an embroidery shop, some of the negative things that people, sometimes it's stuff that we kind of know, but we don't really like dwell on it or talk about it too much and all that kind of stuff, because a lot of times people, it's not that you want people to get discouraged, but the thing is, it has to be talked about. People do have to mention that, and you have to sometimes put it in the forefront, because I mean, it's like the way I feel. I wish everybody well. Because the way I look at it, there is enough in this world for everybody. There really, truly is. I truly believe that. Okay. So to me, it's like I want everyone to succeed, but I also want people to be prepared, because, it can be hard, especially when you start running into some of these challenges and no one told you about them, that they're going to happen. Nobody told you that the possibility of this can be there. And then what can happen is, if you don't have that encouragement and you don't have that support around you, what ends up happening is a lot of times people, they have these dreams, but they don't really fulfill them because they just weren't patient, or they just gave up, or they just didn't try. So, and sometimes people, they don't, some people do this for a living, some people do this as a side gig, just to have fun. A lot of times people like embroidery just for fun. A lot of people like it just to give gifts. Some people, I do it as I actually really do it for fun, but at the same time, the extra money that I do earn is so that I can help my son out with college and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm sure that once he's done with college, knowing me, any extra money that I probably make, it'll probably go right back to my sewing stuff. So maybe I'll probably get a better machine, or maybe get more thread and more stabilizer and all that kind of stuff, So, but this can really truly be a great in great adventure for you in your life. It really can be. But the thing is, you know everything has a price to it as well. So it's like you just have to really just sit back and just think about it. And when you bump into these little, when you these little bumps on the roads, just know they're bumps. They're just bumps. They're just temporary little setbacks and stuff. It's not a big deal. It's gonna pass. You're gonna figure it out. And it's not a race. And that's the most important thing too. Okay. It's not a race. Everyone's time comes when the time comes. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen for you. Okay. Don't rush things. It's gonna be fine, just most importantly to me, what's really important is just enjoy it, have fun, network with people, and you're going to end up finding that this community, especially the embroidery and the sewing community, is so supportive of each other. That is one thing that I think that really drew me into this, is that you meet people that have been sewing for years, and it's like a joy for them to teach you and to show you little tricks and stuff. And you really learn from people, and it's really an awesome community, because I feel like everybody is so open and so willing to share, and I just think that's really really awesome and stuff like that. So I always like to say hi to everybody and stuff. So I'm going to go down the chat right now and see if you guys have any type of comments or stuff that you guys want to share. Hey Marlene, I see Marlene. I see Miss Max. How you doing? Hey Robin, I see Nita. Hey Sassy, how are you? Hey Sandra, I see Karen, Robin. Hey Barb. Hey Deborah, how you doing? Hey Iris, how are you? Hey, I see Evelyn. Hey Crafty Puerto Rican. Hey Judy. Hey Christine. Hey Gina, how you doing? Let's see who else. Hey Norma, how's it going? Oh no, ugly show. Let me go and take my makeup off. I don't have hardly any makeup on today. Hey Angela. Hey Eartha. I see Alicia. Hey the PJ mommy. How you doing? Hey Cheryl. I see Donna. Lena. Hey chocolate woman. T Mello. T Mello. Let me show you. T Mello. Mello is right here. Napping. Hey Mello. Everybody's talking about you. Oh my goodness. Oof. I think he's mad at me. He's mad at me because he doesn't have the machines going on and stuff. Hey S. Jones, how are you? Hey Jeanette, where did you get your shirt? I've been looking for some of the thumb holes. Oh, Walmart. This is where I got this from, Walmart, actually. And this is actually a men's shirt too. I like the men's shirts because I just feel like the men's, they're just more roomier, So I got this from the men's section at Walmart. That's where I got this one. And actually, I really do like it. I think I'm going to go back and get some more too and stuff. Let's see. I had to turn down a job because the field to be embroidered was only 3 inches wide and would not fit the names. Oh, 3 inches wide and would not fit the names. And Marlene, maybe if you couldn't make it smaller. Oh, I didn't know how to set the tension. Well, I don't know if I'm having tension issues with my serger, But I am going to tell you something, boy. This it's not, and I don't get to use my serger much either. And I was hoping to use it today, but I just for some reason, because I remember, she said hem roll, so I was like, oh, that's good. All I have to do is just cut them 18 by 18, and then just run them through the serger and do like a nice hem roll. And then I was thinking I can just embroider a W, and I'll have some beautiful dinner napkins for my table downstairs. But no, it didn't work out that way. Serger was not playing nice to me. I mean, I wanted to smack that thing. I was just like, okay, it's just not gonna work. But I'm not giving up. I know this. You know what's funny too? I bet you it's probably a step or two that I'm missing on that machine, and I'm just not seeing it. And sometimes when you just don't take a break from something, you keep making the same error. So sometimes you got to walk away and then come back. So I think I'm at that mode. So tomorrow morning, I'll be back on that machine trying it out. And not that Miss Banks, I don't know if you're here. I'll probably be calling you. I'm gonna be calling you tomorrow because I gotta get that surgery thing going. Let's see. Hey, Letty Gwen, how you doing? Let me see. Don't forget the thumbs up. 87. Oh, thank you, Miss Max. Yes, if you guys like the video tonight, please give me the thumbs up. I would appreciate it because that would help the channel a lot. It really did. And please tell folks about the channel and stuff because I really love to share information and stuff like that. And this is a lot of fun on Fridays. I really enjoy spending Fridays with you guys. So I really hope you guys like today's topic and stuff like that. So let me see any other question. Hey, Sandra, I am the purchasing queen, broke now. You're not alone. But one of the things though is I do know, and I always share this on the channel as well, is embroidery is very expensive. And you guys know that if I can ever find a way that we can cut corners and save money in anything, I always share that with you guys. Okay. Like, that website where you get the cash back. I'm telling you, you can get those gift cards from Michael's. Now, the only thing though is, well, you can get gift cards for Joann's too. Okay. From that spot, from raise.com and stuff. If you guys don't know how I do that, check those videos out that I have on the channel because that I'm serious about that. That really helps you save a couple of bucks right there. You can give discounted gift cards for Joann's and for Michael's. The only thing is, and I'm hoping that this will change because I know the Michael's by me has like a little aisle and it has a little bit of sewing notions in there, right? Like they got some scissors and needles and all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping they expand that. I really do. And sometimes you can get discounted gift cards for Hobby Lobby. Okay, I mean they don't have them all the time, but sporadically they do put some out there. Okay, so but yeah. And if you're a teacher, military, make sure you use those discounts also. Okay, so just gonna put that. So I will always, if I see something that is really good, and first of all, I like to look at the products. If the products are good, then awesome. Okay. But then I also look at the price too. And I'm kind of like, okay, how can we get this cheaper? So, that's something, that I'm always looking at. So, and I always try to help you guys out with all that stuff. Cause yeah, embroidery is like, yeah, like the Crafty Puerto Rica's putting out there, embroidery is expensive. And it is. It really truly is. And that is something that a lot of times people really don't, they don't really comprehend that in the beginning. They really don't, because you just get a little machine, the one needle, machine, or a small one, the little beginners, and then you just get a pack of threads. I mean, hell, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I felt that way. I was like, I got a machine, I got 63 color threads, and I got a tearaway stabilizer. I'm good, and then next thing you know, as more products came upon, that I wanted to do, I ended up finding out that I needed more stuff, and it can really, really grow on you, and it can really turn very, very expensive. So, you really have to watch out for that and stuff. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Hey, Miss Banks. I'm gonna be calling you tomorrow. I got issues with my serger. um. Oh my, the money spent is unbelievable. Yes, lots of spending, few sales, but I love it. Yes, Miss Max, there is, but you gotta watch out for the sales. And you always, one of the things I always encourage you guys, even when I show you guys on something that I found on Amazon, I'm telling you guys, I mean, I do have affiliated links and all that kind of stuff and everything. But seriously, I know you guys want to support. You want to support, just watch me. Because when I look at it is I really want you guys to get what you need, but at a very fair price. Okay. Just like when I got my serger, okay, which right now I'm in a love-hate relationship with right now. I remember when I first got that serger, Amazon had it was like 259. And what I tell you guys, I said, nope, I did not buy it from Amazon. Go get it from Walmart. Order it online from Walmart. $199, 200 bucks. That's the savings of $60 if you wanted that machine. Why spend the extra $60? And it was so funny when I ordered it from Walmart, because I did it Walmart online. I got the free shipping, which I would have got from Amazon. And I got it the very next day, which I would have got it from Amazon. So what was the big deal? It was no different. It was the same exact machine, but I had an extra $60 in my pocket. So always do your price comparison, always. But also always remember, and this is something that I have learned from Liliana, and there's some truth to it. There is some truth to it too. She said there are certain things that even though sometimes you can find them cheaper, sometimes the quality is different. And it is true. Okay, like embroidery thread and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you can find some embroidery thread and it looks like, and you're like, oh, it's cheaper. But when you put it through your machine, sometimes you'll see that it threads a lot. Sometimes you'll see that it color bleeds. So she always tells me that, because I'm always buying all different types of brands, okay? Because I'm all about the price, right? But she always she's very strict about the brand that she uses, and which is a very good quality brand, right? But the thing is, she always tells me that, she says, Jeanette, always make sure that you think about what you're using that thread to embroider on, because the last thing you want to do is to give it to a customer and they come back and they say, I got a bleed, the red bled all over the shirt or something, or or the thread will snap, because even though it may have embroidered well, as you start to wash your garment and it goes to the dryer and all that kind of stuff, the thread can probably lose its life, and then it can snap, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you got a ruined product, and you don't want the customer to come out and say, oh, well, she uses cheap material and all that kind of stuff. So just be cautious of that. Just be cautious of that. Okay. So I'm just saying, I mean, things can happen, and you just want to be aware of all of that and stuff. So, marketing, oh my goodness, I can't seem to grasp it. Miss Max, it's a lot. I'm telling you, it is a lot. And that's the thing too. I mean, this can be very, very overwhelming. And seriously, guys, these are things you got to really think about. You really do. You have to really think about these things. Can you like get away without doing all this? Yeah, you possibly can. But the thing is, the way I see it is, in the very beginning, when you first start your embroidery business and all that kind of stuff, I mean, it's, you're just starting out, right? You are starting out. But the thing is, as you progress and you move on, like it or not, these are kind of things that you're going to have to think about and you're gonna have to invest in. Okay. And sometimes what happens is you'll see some businesses, they sometimes outsource some of these things too. Okay. Like some people, I know people that have their own business, and not just in embroidery, in other areas. And what they do is they actually hire people that their expertise is commercials and marketing, social media. And what they do is they hire these people. And I don't know if they're considered like PR or whatever, but they hire these people, and these people are the ones that do that stuff for them. And if you think about it, um, it is in a way smart to do that, because the thing is, when you do everything yourself, it can get hard, because I know I do everything myself. All right. And it can really get to be a lot, because think about it, I'm creating products, I'm developing the products, I'm shipping the products, I'm running a channel, I'm doing all this, okay, all of this. And at the same time, I got a family, and and I'm not retired yet, so this is not my full-time thing. So during the day I'm actually working, and then when I come home, guess what, I'm working again, I'm working this, okay. So it can be a lot. And and I have to market myself, I have to brand myself. So it can really be a lot of work. And sometimes you have to be smart enough to know that when you're at a certain point in your business, there may be certain things or activities that you have that you can outsource. Okay. And that may be a good idea to do. Okay. Of course, you're gonna have to look at your budget, because nobody's gonna do this stuff for you for free. But it is a business expense. So it's just something to think about as you start to grow your business and stuff, and say, you know what, maybe I need to hire an expertise to run my Instagram account, to run my TikTok account, to do my social media. Maybe I need somebody to create my business cards for me, to do all that type of graphics works for me and stuff like that. So just something to think about. And another avenue too is college students. College students is another, the person that did my logo, he's a college student. Okay, he goes to VCU. He's a neighbor that lives across the street from me, and he's an artist, and he does all my logo and all my artwork and everything. And college students love the opportunity to do that. So it's just something to think about. There's a lot of ways that you can do stuff. You know, and college students are really a good thing too, because the way I look at it, like when Winston did my logo, when he was filling out his applications for scholarships and everything, he was able to put on there that he, in his, when he was filling out his stuff for art programs and all that kind of stuff, that he's already, created several logos for businesses and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like helps college students too. So kind of hand washes another. I'm saying. So I'm just saying. So sometimes it's a good idea to outsource some of the stuff, especially if that's not your area of expertise and stuff. Sometimes you got to admit you're not the greatest in everything. So let me see. Hey, Miss Banks. Um, Marketing. Okay. Oh, I read that one already. Hey, Donna, I get nervous just doing things for my family. No way can I make a business out of it. Donna, when you do your first customer order, you may be freaking out. Okay. But then after a while, it gets a little more comfortable. But I ain't going to lie to you. There are times when I am still nervous about it, especially when they're bringing me their items, even though I know I can replace it. Okay. I still get nervous about it for the simple fact that if it's an expensive bag, I know I'll have to replace that expensive bag. I know I'll be taking a loss, and I'll be like, damn, I didn't make any money off of that sale. But, sometimes you have to take the risk, okay? Because you don't let fear, don't let fear stop you from being successful. That is one thing that stops a lot of people, is fear. Okay. Being scared. Sometimes you just got to go for it. You just got to go for it, and you got to keep at it. And you got to have confidence in yourself. You can do it. Just do small things. Just do small things to customers. Okay. You don't have to start big things. And the thing is, if you don't feel so confident yet, then embroider blanks that you buy and then sell those, because that way if you mess it up, it's not a big deal. You have the blanks in stock. Okay, so like do something simple like a beanie hat, putting initials on a beanie hat for customers. Okay, that's easy. I mean, well, I'm saying it's easy, but it might be hard for you. But the thing is, it's a start. Start with something small, and then you practice, practice. When you make those little hats, those beanie hats, and I'm just giving an example. You don't have to do the beanie hats, but I'm just giving an example. You start something small. You create them as gifts for everybody in your family. Okay. Then once you give them to everybody in your family, by the time you gave them all out and stuff, you should have already made a lot of mistakes already, and you already kind of excelled in doing that. Then next thing you know, just put a picture out there and stuff. Try to sell it locally in your neighborhood or something like that. And then if somebody bites, you could probably get those hats for like $2 or something like that. Sell them for $10, $10, $15 and stuff like that, just to start. And then if people come out and say, "Oh, I want a hat. These are the initials that I want." You got plenty of those hats, and then you do it and you'll be fine. And before you know, you get more comfortable. Your confidence is going to build, and you're going to be all right. Trust me, Donna, it's doable. It's doable and stuff. Hey, Angela. I have an Etsy shop, but never really picked up momentum. My husband told me not to stress about it. It's true. Don't stress about it. Just consider it as a hobby. I retired last year. The market is so saturated. It is. And that's the other thing, Angela. You got to do your research. And the thing is, you really have to look at what products are what products are out there, what products are there so much of. Okay. And then you have to think about how are you going to stand out from everybody else. And like I said, sometimes you can have stuff out there and you think it's the great thing in the world and it just doesn't sell. You gotta, and that's when I talked about, like, you gotta find your niche, right? Because sometimes you just, and sometimes it can be I'm not saying that you can't do what other people do, and you just gotta put your own little special dot on there, and then you just got to make it stand out from everybody else's in a way, but it is hard. It is hard. And you got to remember, it's competition. So, you just got to, but your husband's right. You shouldn't stress about it. Do it because you love doing it. Put your stuff out there. As if, I mean, I get like that too. I mean, I do. I remember when I first opened up the Etsy, I would tell Fred all the time, nobody bought anything today. Nobody bought anything today. And Fred be like, okay, I mean, and even today, don't ever think that I get a sale every day. I do not. I don't get sales every day. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, oh my God, I got 10,000 sales. No, it doesn't happen that way. Okay. Well, it ain't happening for me. Okay. Sometimes I get sales, sometimes I don't. This month, so far, I think I got like 17 sales. It's been a little slow. But you got to remember too, the economy is not that great right now either. So that puts a little play in it. Okay. Inflation's up there, food costing more. People really don't have that much extra money to be spending on certain things. So it's just something also to consider as well. So, you gotta think of all that stuff, so just hang in there. Just don't give up and stuff. Let me see. I made children's clothes, embroidery, and baby blankets. Yeah, and those markets are, in my opinion, they are pretty saturated and stuff. But you know what, Angela? If I would look at it this way, even if you don't make a sale, at least everybody that knows you is going to get a real special Christmas gift. That's what I would do. Because those baby blankets could turn into grandma lap blankets, little lap blankets when they're sitting in their rocking chairs. They could turn into family heirloom blankets. I did a video of the one that I gave for my mom last Christmas. She liked that, where I put the whole family on there. You can do so many things. So, you know, just enjoy your craft. Just enjoy it and stuff. Hey, Miss Max, I have a she shed, paid for it, still ran out of space, but I have to make it work. Yep. And I got to make this space work for me. I am not getting out of this space. Will not. Okay. Even though I ain't gonna lie, Carlito is at VCU right now. And I got blanks in his room. So when he comes home for the holidays, I got to move those blanks in here. So yeah, you will always, yeah, the space is something that will definitely creep up on you. That is for sure. Let's see, what else? Did I skip some? I think I did. I think I did by accident. Let me see. Oh no, I did. Okay, I'm good. I know where I'm at. Okay. Let's see. I think most crafters run out of space. It's just something that can't be avoided. And yeah, Miss Banks, I think you're right, because you know what? You're always buying stuff for a new project. And unfortunately with me is like I buy stuff because I have a project in mind, but then what ends up happening is I get sidetracked because I have to do things. Like I got to do the videos and for the channel, and I got to there's certain things that I have to do. So I really have to try to find the time to do the projects that I want, and stuff like that. But yeah, but that is something that space is something that is always going to be an issue and stuff. Let's see. I feel I am crafting. I need everything. I don't have to go looking for items to complete my projects. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I see Iris. Oh, I will not use any licensed fabric. I don't need the head. Yeah, Iris, and that's exactly. And I feel the same way too, Iris, because I used to. My husband's a big Redskin. Well, they're the Washington Commanders now. They used to be the Redskins. Now they got the name change, right? So, for the football, when people were first creating face masks, they wanted the team for the football and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I used to stay away from it. But you got to remember, when you buy those licensed fabrics that, with the Mickey Mouse and the Snoopy and, the cartoons and all that kind of stuff, you got to remember, even when you get them from Joann's, on the side, it says for personal use. So it's like, it's for you. And I mean, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but all I know is, me personally, I interpret that as you're buying that fabric so you can make something for yourself or to gift to someone else. I don't think, because I know with Etsy, if you have stuff with licensed fabric, they'll take it down. And now I know for a long time, and I think people are still doing this, I'm not sure, they were making the children's birthday shirts with the Mickey Mouse and the Minnie Mouse. They were real cute too. I mean, and they were, a lot of people were doing real cute. They were doing little, Minnie and Mickey, Disney characters, right? And I don't know, I don't see as many of them anymore as they used to. Because I'm sure there's still some on Etsy, but I don't see them as much. But I have a feeling that Etsy probably, has reached out and deactivated several of those things, and stuff. So you really got to be careful. And this is the thing too. Every time you get something deactivated from Etsy, okay, because you broke one of their rules, okay, and it's not, if you get deactivated and like with me, I get deactivated because on my Cuba towels, with the Cuban flag, but it's not a strike on my shop. for the simple fact that they deactivate it because of the word. But when their legal department looks at it, because they do review it, and they're like, okay, she put that on there, but it does say made in US, and she's not selling thing, because I think what it is they want to make sure you're not selling something illegally, I guess, from Cuba or something like that. I don't know. I'm That's me guessing, okay? But they always reactivate it. They look at it and then they send me an email going, "Yep, we looked at it and you're good, you're fine." So of course, then because they reactivate it, it's not a strike against my shop. But if you don't know the rules and you keep creating listings and they keep deactivating it, but you don't like read up on the rules and you don't, you should reach out to them. That's one of the things that I always say. Reach out to them. What's the worst thing that can happen? They say, yeah, you broke one of our rules. Well, ask what rule? What rule did I break? You know what I'm saying? Because you want to make sure that you understand what you did so you don't do it again. Because if you don't take that time to understand their rules, you know, um, you can break the rule again accidentally and then get another strike on your shop. And then next thing you know, you have no shop. So you don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that unless you don't care and you can try another platform. But let me see. Because I'm the same way, even with food, bake, pans, muffins. Okay, let's see. Miss Max, I went on vacation, but was thinking most of the time what I needed to do when I got home. Yep. And that's what I'm talking about. When you have your own business, that's one thing that a lot of people don't tell you is you're going to eat, drink, sleep, everything, your business. It's always going to be on your mind. I mean, even sometimes like Fred, not that he gets mad or anything, but he does point it out. And and hey, the man's talking the truth, okay? It's true. It's true what he says, okay? He's, every time we'll go out to dinner or when we're sitting on the deck and we're having wine or something like that, I'll always be thinking about the business, or I'll be talking about it. I'll be like, this is how many sales I got. Oh, look, Fred, look, these were the listings that I've made most of the sales. Oh, nobody looked at these listings. Maybe I need to take this product off the shop and replace it. Or I'm trying to think of a new design or a new saying to put on a towel or something like that. So he always comes out and says, man, all you do is talk about business. It's true, but it's true because it's my passion. It's what I love. And I have to because I need to keep this thing going. You know what I'm saying? So, it becomes part of who you are. And, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Just like Miss Max, like you said, you go on vacation. I'm not saying you're not going to go on vacation. You're not going to be enjoying yourself. You are. But believe me, you're going to be thinking about your business all the time. You're always going to be thinking about it and stuff. Hey, Jenny, how you doing? Hey, Shirley. Hey, Veronica. Do you have a shipping video? I believe I might have in one of the happy hours talked about shipping. Let me look. If I don't, then maybe that's a good idea. I could probably do one on shipping, talking about the different things that you could consider about packaging and all that kind of stuff. But I might have did a happy hour on that, Veronica. I'm just not sure. I have to see. Hey, Liz, how you doing? Hey, Deborah, how are you? Exactly how I felt about Christmas stockings that I turned down. But hey, Jeanette, I'm here. I'm watching my hometown team Astros in the World Series. Go Astros. Oh, that's right. So the World Series, huh? See, I'm not a sports person, so I don't know. My husband though is into the football. So and football is kind of cool for him because he likes I think it's college football on Saturdays and then NFL's on Sundays. So it's like he gets to watch his games and I get to hang out in the sewing room. So it kind of works out for us. And then it's like when the game is not on, then we'll probably like go grab something to eat and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of works out. Um, let's see. Oh, Andrew. Okay. Um, Startup costs can be expensive. Yes, it can. It can cost you a pretty penny. Oh, where is okay? I think I lost it again. Um, let's see. Yep, startup cost for a business. It is expensive, Angela, because and especially in the beginning, because you're buying all the equipment and all that kind of stuff. Especially if you go into the multi-needle route, you're talking about thousands. I mean, really, it's a lot. So, which is why it's so important to price your items correctly because you want to make some of that money back. You don't want to be working for free, okay, and stuff. Oh, Miss Banks says she just came from Lids. You better not have bought a hat when you know you could make one yourself, Miss Banks. Hey Nettie, thank you so many good times to think about, and I love your honesty. Oh, you're welcome, Nettie. Thank you so much. Hey, Miss Lady D. Mylar. Yes. Mylar is a I don't know if it's a stabilizer. It's like a sheet. It's a real shiny sheet. And you put it on top. It's kind of like a water soluble stabilizer, but it's not. It's not. It's just a very, very shiny sheet. And they come in different colors and you embroider on top of it. And then what it does is it makes it like really like super shiny. It really, really does and stuff. Hey, Molly, I love your mistakes. Helps us to feel comfortable in making a mistake. Well, we should be. You should be comfortable in making mistakes. We all make them. Hell, I mean, I made a lot of them today, boy, and I'm still at it. So it's like, oh, that surgery. I tell you, I don't know. I was even talking to the surgeon, say, I'm gonna get rid of you, and I'm gonna get the upgrade, the one that you just press the button and threads itself. I see you talk to the machine. My husband was like, ooh, she's mad. I was mad at that machine, but I'll try again tomorrow. That's for sure. I am going to try. Oh, Miss Max says, I love doing the roll hem now. It's the tension settings. Truly, that's it. Then I'm going to have to play with my tension then, because I will tell you, at first I thought I got it. Because see, some of it came out okay. But as you can see, some of it didn't. Look at that. That is not, and I was like, I know that that's not what Ms. Banks is talking about. I know that it's not supposed to stick out like that. It's supposed to be looking nice and clean. I think something like this. And you know what's so funny is I never got it to go like this again. So I got to fix this. I really do. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I think it might be, like Miss Max said, attention, Earth. I love doing rolled hems. You just need to find a video just for your modeling machine. The manual helps, but a video is better. All right. I'm going to try that, Eartha. I am. How do we overcome the initial challenges? You got to believe in yourself, girl, and just do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Don't give up. That's what you do, Perlin. You just don't give up. It's not realistic to not to expect some challenges. Without challenges, you can't better yourself. Yes, Iris, that is very, very, very true. You just can't give up and stuff. The community is great. Yeah, I do. I love this community because I feel like we really share a lot, and we help each other out, and I think that's really, really important and stuff. Can you share ideas about best shipping? Haley Ray, what I usually do, and this is just what I do for the shipping. Okay, I when I have my shop from Amazon, I mean, Amazon, ugh, Etsy. When I have my shop from Etsy, I use the Etsy shipping because it is cheaper. Do not. When I first started this whole thing, okay, you know what I was doing? I was taking the packages. First of all, I didn't get a thermal printer. I was using a regular printer. So you can only imagine how much ink I wasted in printing out labels from my printer. Okay. And I was taping them to the bag. And then I was putting them in a big bag. And then I would go over to the post office every day and I would stand in line so that I could pay for the postage for every single package. When I could have went in Etsy, bought my label through Etsy, which would have been cheaper. And then I could have printed it out using a thermal printer, which is cheaper, using the 5x6 printer that goes through this, which is cheaper. Okay. Sticking it on there. That way, when you go to the post office, all you got to do is put it on the table and go home. And I was standing in line. I would see the long line outside the post office, and I would just stand in the back of the line. I would spend the whole hour standing there to get in front of the line so that I could pay for all of my packages individually. So that's, shipping. And there's another place too where you can get your shipping. It's called Pirate Ship, pirateship.com. You can get shipping labels just as cheap as Etsy on there. So that's another one that you can do. Leanna Ray, check that place out too. Let me see. Hey Linda, hi Jeanette, when you get an order for custom personalized embroidery or any other order, do you have an order form for them to complete an email, or how do you protect yourself? Okay, Linda, this is how I usually do it. Well, first of all, I talk with the customer one-on-one and I gather all the information. Then I know exactly what it is that they want, right? Once I know what they want, I send them an invoice through QuickBooks, okay? And then in QuickBooks, one of the things that I put a note right on there on QuickBooks, and I tell them up front, I do not process anything without full payment up front. So you can Venmo me the money, you can PayPal me the money, or you can, if you want, then I'll create a listing through Etsy. I'm fine with that too. I don't mind doing that. And you can pay through Etsy if you want. Okay. That's what I tell my customers. So they could do one of those ways. Okay. But I do it through QuickBooks. I don't do an order form. Okay. Because what I do is when I write up the invoice, I put the details of what's the order, right? The customer is going to provide the shirt. The customer approved the design. Okay. And and I put the type of thread I'm going to use, the stitch count, the type of customization, the color thread, the weight, the font style. I put as much information down there from the order. And then I just, and then I send them the invoice. And I always tell the customer, read the invoice and, let me know right away if there's a mistake. All right. And then they'll tell me. And then I put that note on there. I say, be aware that nothing gets processed without payment. That's just how I work. I just don't do it. If there's no money, that machine doesn't turn on. I do not accept payment after. I don't do that. I don't do that for anybody. Sorry. My friends don't even, and I have friends that I know are good for it, but no, they know. And they tell me right up front, they're like, nope, I need it. I need this. Send me the invoice. I send them the invoice. They send me the money. So that's how I do it. Now, when it comes to items that are the products are supplied by the customer, the thing is when the customer tells me I'm going to get you the shirts, right? What I'll usually do, and this is me. This is just how I like to do it. I'm not in the business of blanks. I don't like that. And I don't like it because everybody likes different types of shirts, styles, sizes, It's just too much variety in there. Okay. I don't want to deal with that. I'm an embroiderer. That's what I want to focus on. So what I usually do is I'll send the customer this website and I'll say, hey, if they tell me I want a polo shirt or something like that. So I'll send them websites where they can order their polo shirts. That way, the type of shirts that they get, that's on them. Okay, that's on them. Now, the only thing is I tell them before you order the shirt, let me see what you want to order because I want to see what kind of stabilizer I'm gonna have to use. I want to see what type of material and all that kind of stuff, right? Because I don't want them come in with silk polos or something crazy that I can't embroider. You know what I'm saying? So, and I usually never have a problem. And then what happens is they order their own shirts. Now, when they order their own shirts, I tell them I need to know where you order the shirts from. And I put that in the order form. I put it down and say shirts provided by customer, ordered from whatever. And then I tell them, give me the item number. That way, if something happens while I'm embroidering, let's say the machine ate up a shirt or something like that, I'll replace the item because to me this is just me. Everybody does things different, okay, but the way I see it is you bought me a shirt that was good, okay. The customer didn't mess up that shirt. I messed that shirt up. I'm the one that made that error. It was my machine that ate it up, popped the hole in it, or whatever it is. Okay. So I will replace that. And I don't put that cost on the customer because the customer had nothing to do with the mess up. That was me. Okay. So the reason why I like to know where the customer bought the shirt is, God forbid something does happen, I will then reorder that shirt to replace it and then embroider on it. So that's how I handle that. Okay. So I hope I explained that to you. QuickBooks. Yep. Marlene, I use QuickBooks too. Now try let's see. Hey Felicia, how you doing? On Fridays, I tell my children, don't bother me. I'm gonna be with Jeanette, the Hoop family. Oh my goodness. Oh, 5 cent. I guess the Astros are doing pretty good. Um, Go out to dinner before we go 8 p.m. Can't miss happy hour. Aw, you guys are so sweet. I gave up on my surgery. I think I want to be with you, Tyann. I think I want to give up on my surgery too. Let me tell you, boy, that machine got me pissed and stuff. After figuring out how to do a roll stitch, when I try to go back to the initial stitch, can't get the settings to sew properly. It's been over a year now, haven't touched it. But you know what, Diane? I ain't giving up. That machine is going to be my friend. He may not want to be my friend today, but he is going, and maybe he won't be my friend tomorrow either. Who knows? I'll probably get the finger tomorrow from him too. But you know what? He's gonna like me because I bought him, I paid for him, and he is here and he is going to work. So right now we're just at odds, but we're gonna fall in love. He's gonna fall in love with me because he ain't gonna have a choice. He just ain't gonna have a choice because I am not. That's $200 I spent on that machine, and I am gonna get my $200 worth. And and that machine did serve me well already because to do the regular serge stitch, I made myself a shirt and I did it on the serger and it came out really, really good. Okay. It's just right now, it's just going through a hiccup phase. I don't know why, but it's just something that we're gonna have to work out. We're gonna work it out, that's for sure. Where or did you learn how to use QuickBooks? I kind of that's the only thing that's really holding me back. Julie, if you do a search on QuickBooks, there are videos out there to teach you how to do that, okay? Because that's what I did, okay? Now, I am pretty good as a self learner, but I got stuck in some of the areas and stuff like that. But if you just if you go to YouTube and you type QuickBooks, I bet you're going to find videos out there that are actually going to teach you how to use it and stuff. It's after you get the hang of it, Julie, it's believe me, you're going to be like, "Oh, this is okay." I'm telling you, it's not that bad. And actually, I find it really, really good to have because when you are doing, when you want to keep track of, when you're doing the business, you got to make sure you track all your expenses, even your mileage. Okay. Like, when you're going to the post office, every time you go to buy fabric, every time you're going to a class, every time you're meeting with a customer, all of that is expenses that you have to track. Okay. So QuickBook is really, really good because it gives you all the categories and everything. A lot of businesses use this. I'm telling you, it's been around for so long. So I mean, you're gonna end up liking it. You really, really, truly are. I mean, it's just a little learning curve. That's all it is and stuff. Um, Let me see. I have an accountant that also maintains my books. Yep, and me too. And she's the one who's providing me access, but you have to pay for. Yep, check. Yep, same thing. Multitasking. Yeah, Linda, multitasking, boy. $60 is huge. Yep. Has anyone heard of Moore's warehouse sales? No, I have not. That's something we're going to have to look at. Oh, Racoma has a Black Friday on their machines. I bet you a lot of companies are probably going to do the sales and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the other brands do that too. Um, Let me see. Oh, you know what? I bet you, yes, S'mores is all over YouTube. I wonder if I bet you, I wonder Joann's and all that kind of stuff. They probably have a good sale on Black Friday on fabrics and all that kind of stuff too. Questions. Is anyone here was the t-shirts before embroidering on them? Wash your fabric. I do not pre-wash any of my products, Judy. I do not. And this is another thing that I learned also. I like to watch the Crafty Gemini. And I don't know if any of you guys watch her. She's really good. It was because of her that I learned to sew and I got into sewing and stuff like that. And in one of the videos that I watched, she talked about, she did mention a little bit about pre-washing fabrics, right? Before sewing or quilting, embroidering, whatever, right? And one of the things that she said was, if you use starch, that and then you iron over the starch. You don't use steam, you just iron it. That sometimes kind of like helps the fabric, so it shrinks the fabric a little bit, not a lot, but it shrinks it just a little bit. And but this is my thing about pre-washing. And I saw there's a girl, shoot, I think her name's Jen from the Sewing Report, something like that, another YouTube channel. She actually did a video because a lot of people talked about, what do you pre-wash or you don't pre-wash, right? So she did the video and she actually tested it out to see, is there actual difference in embroidering on a fabric if you pre-wash the fabric or you don't pre-wash the fabric. So she did this long video, which took her a couple of days because she took some fabric and she pre-washed it and all that kind of stuff, and then she embroidered it and stuff. And her findings were there was no difference. No difference at all. There was no difference. So she was like, is it worth pre-washing? So her conclusion was no. And this is the thing too. When I'm selling stuff, if I put it in the washing machine, I dry it and all that kind of stuff, I can't, I don't feel right selling it as new because it's not really new. I feel like if you washed it, it turns into like a used product for me. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I don't know. So I don't pre-wash anything. I just don't, and stuff. So let's see. Yeah, so I don't do the pre-washing. Hey Sandy, how you doing? Well, welcome. It's your first time here. Welcome to the crew. um, Let me see. My serger, ooh, River City. My serger is over 30 years old, going strong. You want to have my serger? I'll trade with you. My sewing machine dealer calls it commercial because it uses a commercial needle. You probably got those good, solid machines. Because I know my mom has a very old sewing machine. She actually bought it the year I was born. And it's nothing but steel, the whole thing. Now you look at machines and they always got some plastic in them, you know? So um yeah, so you probably that machine is probably like pure steel and stuff. And it probably has a magnificent stitch because I know my mom's sewing machine. It's and I don't even what brand was it. It's not a Singer. It's not a Singer and stuff. I did a video. I have a video when I visited her in Florida, and we looked at her machine, and it was pure solid, very 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 heavy and stuff. Um, let's see. Hey, let's solely see craft. How you doing? Hey, Leslie. Um, Let me see. I think my biggest problems is photos. Suck at it. Yeah, Miss Max. And you know what? Doing photos for your products is very time consuming also because you got to make sure the lighting is right. You want to make sure that you have props in there, that the background looks nice. You want to make sure that the photo really shows the product nicely. So it is time consuming. It's not something that you can just take. And you know what, some people that have businesses, they actually hire photographers to take pictures of their products too. So it's just something else that people outsource. It's not just the marketing. Well, I guess, could you consider, I think you could consider the photos as part of the marketing and stuff. But yeah, some people do outsource the photos and all that. Let's see what we got here. um let's see. That pushed me to learn more. Oh, she River embroidered during the pandemic and stuff. I think a lot of people got into the crafts during the pandemic and stuff because a lot of people were forced to make face masks. I wanted to sell a few things, but I am just going to make up like 3 or 4 Christmas designs and not go crazy. And I have 3 orders small, but a start. Yep, and we all start small. We all start small and stuff. Hey Moonlight, how you doing? Um, yeah, we all have to start small. Hey Denise, how are you? Let's see what else. Oh, I wanted to ask on the tea towels. Do you do you have to do the center to fold towel in threes, or can you do a whole bottom half of the towel? Not sure if this is clear. To be honest, Sandra, there's really no rhyme or reason. I mean, you know, I do the way that I do my towels is I do the bottom centered, okay, and it's just about like maybe like 3 inches, three inches and a half from the bottom of the towel. But you pick your style. Just pick your style, because this is the other thing too. It depends on your design. Sometimes some designs can look really nice all over the towel. You know what I'm saying? So just be creative. There is no rhyme or reason. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see if there's anything else. I already ran out of space. Cracking Puerto Rican. We are all running out of space. Oh my goodness. Hey Jose, how are you? Um, press let's see. Oh my goodness, I think I skipped some people. Hey Lakeisha. Um, let me see. Um, hey GD, oh my God, Jeanette, I have such good intentions when buying all the supplies, and then I get sidetracked. Yep, in a rabbit hole, and it happens to me. It happens to me. I have a lot of fabric that I bought because I wanted to do things, and haven't done anything. Look, I haven't even. I did manage to do the notebook, the one that I messed up because I cut my threads. Well, I didn't cut the thread. What happened was I didn't cut the vinyl far enough for the threads. So yeah, so I got to redo this, and I haven't even had time to redo this. And I want to make a whole bunch of these because I think these are so cute. Miss Banks got me into this because she made me one, and now I'm like, oh, I want to make these too. And I haven't had a chance. So yeah, you get sidetracked a lot. You really do. And sometimes it's frustrating. And then sometimes when I do have the time, I'm just so exhausted. I just want that moment to myself. And it can really get it can get crazy. um Hi Veronica, I saw it. Yes, all my videos are all still available. I did do one on pricing, so they are all still on the channel. Just when you go to the channel, just do a search. Just search for pricing and stuff, and you'll see my videos and stuff. Hey Jose, I've been watching you a few weeks ago. Oh, thanks. And I haven't seen. I'm not giving up. You better not. You can do this because of all the problems I'm having. But it's not the machine, it's me. Can't pick it up. Jose, it's just a learning curve. That's all it is. It's just a learning curve. I'm telling you, I mean, you can, there have been times I even want to take that SC 1900 throw out the window. Just like I want to throw that serger out the window today. You're going to make mistakes. It's a learning curve. It really is, but you're going to be fine. You just don't give up. I have a whole playlist of videos on the SC 1900 to teach you about like how to thread it, the bobbins and stuff. A lot of people have issues with the tension sometimes and everything. If you're using a pre-winded bobbin, those are the ones that I usually recommend. Make sure you change out the bobbin case, okay? Because you got two cases that came with that machine. So if your tension is acting kind of funky, try changing out the bobbin case. Always check your tension. I got a video on that. Do the letter I, So yeah, but you'll like the machine. You really will like the machine. It's gonna grow on you. It's just a learning curve and stuff. Hey Perlin. Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you guys and stuff because you guys hang out with me. You can be anywhere, but you're with me. And look, this is supposed to be embroidery happy hour, and we're going on 2 hours and stuff. Because yeah, I talk a lot, because I like to address everybody. I like to share the information that I have with you guys. And at the same time, I like to answer your questions and stuff like that and help you guys. So so it takes a minute. Um, let me see. Hey Jenny, how are you? Was so great. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Do you have a link? Veronica, do you have a link where we can have 40 listings free? I don't. Sure, I had one a long time ago. I don't. You mean I guess for Etsy you're talking about? I'm not sure. See, look at that. Everybody's rooting you, Jose. Don't give up. Don't give up. Hug that machine. Because you know what? I'm going to hug my serger and stuff. Because I don't care. That serger's going to love me. Okay? He's going to love me. He may not love me today. Maybe not tomorrow. But he's gonna learn to love me. Just like the SC 1900 is going to love you too. My biggest issue is hooping. Oh, and then the design. For some reason, one design will eat up the entire brand of New Bomb. Okay. All right. And that's okay. Yeah. We got you, Jose. All right. I have a video. Watch it. And it talks about what to do when you run out of bobbin thread in the middle of a design. Because I remember the first time that happened to me, I freaked out because I was like, what the heck? What am I supposed to do now? And I'm over here trying to change the bobbin thread without taking the hoop off the machine. Okay. I mean, I was a mess. All right. So that's an easy one. Once you see that video, you're gonna be like, oh, that's how you do it, and then you're gonna be like, that's not a problem. Now, floating can be a challenge. There's different styles to float. Okay, so a lot of times what people do, hooping. Hooping. There's a lot of different ways to hoop. Okay, now, a lot of times what people do is they float their items instead of hooping the fabric together with the stabilizer in there. If you search the channel and you look for hooping, okay, I even think I did a live, I believe, on different types of styles to hoop and everything. One of the best methods is called floating. And I bet you once you master that, then you're going to be like, this is cake. This is cake. I mean, all of this right now is just frustrating because it's all so new. But I'm telling you, once you get it, it's like you're gonna be like ding, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm rocking this machine. That's it. And then you're gonna be like, all right, give me a challenge, okay? So the hooping, yes, it is an issue sometimes, but once you learn how to float your items in the hoop, okay, because that's a method. Once you got that, you're going to be golden. And then when you watch the video on how to change your bobbin in the middle of a design, you're going to be fine too. And my recommendation is really the pre-winded bobbins. And if you look on the link of my video, I have like an Amazon store, and I have the link to the bobbins that work with the Brother SC1900. And those are really the best ones because those bobbins, they already come winded up and they have plenty of thread, and it's going to last a long time. I'm not going to say it's not going to run out, because depending on your design, if you have thousands of stitches and it's a real thick design, you may run out. And but you need to learn how to change your bobbin in the middle of a project. Okay, but once you see that video, you're gonna be like, I'm golden, I got this, and you'll be fine. You will be fine. Let me see. Yeah, and test your tension. Like Leslie said, look at the back of your stitch out and make sure your tension is right. If your tension is not right, I got a video on the SC1900 on how to fix your tension on your machine. I got a whole playlist. I'm telling you, you watch that play, you'll be good. You would be good. Is there, oh wow. You think there's an issue with the file itself? No, it's completely black, like the color. Okay, no, Jose. Okay, if you're saying that the back is completely black, like the color of the bobbin. Okay, if you are using the color of the bobbin is black and the top thread is black, you're not going to be able to tell if you have a tension issue. When you test your tension, you're going to want to make sure that you're using a different color for your top and your bottom thread. That way you can check to make sure that your tension is right. Okay? I explain all that in the video, and you'll be able to figure it out. Believe me, you'll be able to follow it and stuff. Let's see. Hey, Ozzy, how you doing? I know you're rocking your new machine. Oh my goodness. Just started embroidering hats. Messed up a few, but getting way better. See? And Ozzy had just gotten a multi-needle machine, and now he's learning hats. And I'm gonna tell you something. And this is the other thing too. When you're going from a single to a multi-needle, it's a different learning curve. It's not hard. It's just that it's a different way of doing things. Okay, so you're gonna mess up. Like when I was doing the hats, it took me about like a good 2 to 3 weeks to really learn how to put the driver on the machine, how to properly hoop the hat, because it's a whole different process. Yeah, embroidery is a skill. I'm telling you, embroidery is a skill. A lot of people, they're like, oh, it's it's a craft. It is a craft, but you really have to build up that skill. You really have to really work on it and practice to really learn how to you know uh master the machine and how to embroider correctly. It really does take some time and stuff. Okay, I'm trying to go down this because we're going on 2 hours, and I really okay, good. All right. I'm almost at the end because I really want to respect you guys' time, and I want to give you guys your weekend so that way you guys can enjoy your weekend and stuff. You see Iris left. Night Iris. Hey Beth, how you doing? Um, projects halfway done. Yep, a lot of projects, me too. Um, Let's see. Anyone else have any questions? All right. It looks like we are good. Looks like I got everybody's. And Jose, congratulations on your SC 1900. You're going to be rocking that baby. I know it. And stuff. Don't give up. Okay. Just do not give up. Okay. And another thing too, Jose, that you may want to try is we have that Facebook group that's called Embroidery Happy Hour Adventures. I recommend you join that. And when you have questions while you're embroidering, if you have any issues and stuff like that, put those issues on there. Either I'm there and I can try to help you out, and the folks there in that group are really super awesome. They will help you out as well. You have no idea how many times people have had issues and people will jump in there and they advise them on how to fix that. So that's a really neat group to try. Okay. And also, guys, just a friendly reminder, we have Embroidery Happy Hours gift exchange. The last day is October 31st to sign up. Okay, remember, you have to be a member of the Facebook group in order for you to be part of that gift exchange. The link is over there. So far we have about 39 members that have signed up. That's going to be pretty cool. And so I just want to put that out there. If you guys still want to participate in that, make sure you sign up. I will be putting reminders out there for everybody, okay? Because so that way everybody has a chance. So if you signed up and you're not sure if you signed up, or if you're trying to sign up and you think you may not have signed up correctly or something like that, let me know. I can double check for you to make sure your name is on the list, okay? So, just wanted to remind you. I should have said this in the beginning, but oh well, I got all sidetracked and everything because I need to tell you guys about the ugly side. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for spending Friday evening with me. As always, I really appreciate you guys spending this time with me. I really, really do. You guys can be anywhere else, but you guys are here hanging out with me. And I think that's like so awesome. I really do look forward to these Fridays. I really do. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you really like tonight's topic, please give me a thumbs up. If you feel that this channel can help somebody out there that is trying to learn embroidering or sewing or crafting, please share it with folks and stuff like that. So that way they can subscribe and join in the fun on Fridays as well. And if you're not part of our Facebook group, please consider being part of the Facebook group so that way you can, work on projects with folks and get advice and all that kind of stuff. All right. Because we're all about helping each other. Okay. So I will talk to you guys later. Love you all. And I will see you guys next Friday. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to be getting up because I have a date with this surgeon, okay? Because he doesn't know it yet, but he's gonna fall in love with me, okay? So I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night. See you and stay safe. So see you later. Bye.